It's a crafty day here at Firefly Craft, and we are so excited today to share with you a new tutorial on how to sublimate on glitter white heat transfer vinyl. Now, if you've been sublimating for long, you know that one of the pain points of sublimation is how few things that you can actually sublimate on. It's a beautiful print medium, but we're so restricted on the number of things that we can sublimate on. So today we're going to open up and allow lots more fabrics to be sublimated on. Generally, it was only 100% polyester or at least 70% polyester. The technique we're using today, you can use any fabric. It doesn't matter as long as it can be ironed for the long times required for sublimation. So today, I'm so excited to show this with you. Let's start out over on the computer so you can see how we're going to print and cut our pieces of sublimation. First thing you're going to do is open up your file. Got a unicorn file here that I'm going to do. Next, we're going to open up the trace panel, select trace area, then draw a box over the area you want to trace. We want to select trace outer edge so that it just cuts the outer edge. This is going to be on the sublimation paper. The silhouette's going to cut it out. I'm going to group these together now so that my unicorn and my outline move as one. Resizing, I know I want it smaller. Then I'm going to come over to the page setup, go over to registration marks and turn them on. You don't want to have your image in the area where there's the gray X's. Now I'm going to resize my paper to be 8.5 by 11 because that's what size my sublimation paper is. I'm going to need to move my unicorn so it's not in those gray X's again. I'm just going to clean up my page a little bit. I like to show it nice and clean so when it prints, I'm not wondering what's going to come out. Let's tell it to print to our Sawgrass Manager. Now, a really important thing here is we want to uncheck the mirror button. If we print it as it is, Sawgrass is going to mirror the image, and then Silhouette won't be able to pick up our registration marks. So make sure you uncheck that box before you hit print. Here comes that beautiful unicorn. Now we're going to go back to Silhouette, and we're going to go to the send. Change our material to copy paper, medium. Make sure you just have cut edge. Go ahead and click send. Now you're going to have to load before you hit send. Let's load our printed unicorn onto our cut mat. You can see the registration marks on my paper there. My fingers are too cold. All right, now it's going to sense the registration marks, and then it can go through and cut around the unicorn. This part's not strictly necessary, but I really like it for application to be more precise. Just peeling off the extra, then I'm going to use my scraper tool to pick up that unicorn without ripping her. All right, back in Silhouette again. We're going to go back to our page setup, turn off the registration marks, change the size of our page to 12 by 12. We're going to put a piece of heat transfer vinyl in now. We want to change our settings. 6 for the ratchet blade, 8 for the force, 6 for the speed. That's probably different than your standard settings for this glitter heat transfer vinyl. You want to say send as is, not send as mirrored, because of the way that the sublimation paper prints. Let your machine cut that out, then we need to weed it. All right, now that we're finished at the computer, we have all of our beautiful pieces. We have our sublimation paper with the unicorn print on it. We have our white heat transfer vinyl, glitter white heat transfer vinyl, cut in the unicorn shape. And we have a cute little raglan tee here that I would not normally sublimate on because it's got too much cotton in it, but it's going to be so comfortable for the person who wears it. It doesn't have to be slickery polyester. So the process is to put in our shirt and first iron down the heat transfer vinyl on it. Now we don't want to do the entire 15 seconds that we would normally do for glitter. We're just going to tack it down for 5 to 10 seconds. Glitter, you can go ahead and hot peel, so no problems on waiting there. Now, because we cut our sublimation paper into the shape of the heat transfer vinyl, it's gonna be much easier to find our placement. I've seen some tutorials and videos out there where they don't cut the sublimation paper, and you don't have to. But for someone like me who wants my edges to line up nicely, this is the way that it is. So we're gonna take this next, put it on top of our heat transfer vinyl, and press it at 350 for 45 seconds. Now, a piece that you probably want to do, it's not necessary, but I think it's a good idea, is to put a piece of parchment paper over the sublimation paper as we're pressing to protect the upper platen of your heat press. You don't want to use a Teflon sheet because that can make the sublimation ink scatter, and then you get some ghosting. Let me grab a piece of parchment paper real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, got my parchment paper. We're going to place our unicorn onto, so it just matches right up with this glitter white heat transfer vinyl. A couple of things to think about. When you put this down, you don't want to be shifting it around. As soon as it starts to be warm, then that ink is going to start going into the material that you're transferring to. So you want to kind of lay it down once. So be real careful as you lay it down and just leave it there. Now, if you're worried about the edges curling, it's probably a good idea to stick a little bit of tape on it, some heat resistant tape. I am having a forgetful kind of day, but that's okay. That'll let you know. Crafting in real life, right? So got myself a little piece of heat resistant tape. We can put down our cute little decal. I'm going to put the tape on the unicorn before I lay it down. Just kind of straighten it out. There she is, cute little unicorn. So excited to give this to my daughter. Hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and hope that you'll give sublimating on glitter white heat transfer vinyl a try. I've got a new video coming up I'm super excited about, sublimating on another type of HTV, but glitter white is the most common and it's super fun, especially for little girls. But if you've been wondering what to do for the men in your life and wanting to sublimate on something that's not glitter, not that they can't have glitter, but if they want something that's not glitter, or if the girls want something that's not glitter, we've got another something coming up. I'm so excited. It's coming down the pipeline. So stay tuned. Make sure you get subscribed if you're not already, so you'll be first to be notified when that video comes out. Make it a crafty day.